How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to From the Sidelines. My name is Josh, and I'm here with Chad, Devin, and Noah, and today we're going to talk some sports for you guys. We are on episode 81 of the podcast, so if you want to go check out any of our previous episodes, you can find those on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcast. If you want to watch the video portion of this, you can find us on YouTube at From the Sidelines Pod, and if you want to follow us on social media, you can find us at FTS Pod on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to email us, you can email us at theftspod@gmail.com, and go ahead and check out our TikTok as well. We've been posting a few videos on there at FTS Pod. Go check that out. Drop a like, comment. Yeah, let's get into it, boys. Obviously,
we got a banger Subway take on the TikTok.
We do have a banger sub. Well, I mean, I didn't know it was opposite day, but we have
I put Josh on game. I put Josh on game.
We have a take on mayonnaise and honey mustard. It's a take.
I mean, it was so good. It was so good after we recorded the episode. I had to go get me some footlongs. You know what I'm saying?
That is a nice footlong of trash. But you do you, my guy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try. Maybe next episode I'll get one and I'll bring it and we'll just do like a live reaction and then.
That sounds like
probably have to cut.
That sounds great. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
I'll probably have to blur it out because I'll be throwing up because I'm eating literal honey mustard and mayonnaise mixed together.
You're being dramatic. It's not going to be that bad.
I don't know.
I
don't know. Color me disgusted, but we'll see. Yeah, big news. Kentucky has players now. We actually have somewhat of a basketball team. We've got like 7 transfers now. Pope has been poping it up. And, some good guys, some bad guys. Let's talk about our thoughts, though. Which of these guys sticks out the most to you all?
I would love to know the opinion on who we think the bad ones are. Got to pick those out of the tree first. Got to get the bad apples.
Well,
so we got like 7, right?
Yeah.
We got 7. I'd say probably almost all of them. Except 1 or 2.
All of them? Really?
Almost all of them, yeah. I mean, I'll take a 50% three-point shooter for sure, but like defensive, like Tony Allen players, we got like 5 of those, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't want that. I don't want like 3, much less 5. So
wow,
yeah,
very underappreciated. Okay. Ooh, that was a take. All right. Devin, we've had conversations about this. I already had. Ear takes.
I wasn't loving the roster construction as it was coming together. I mean, there were some pieces I liked. Amari Williams. We got Brea today. I was hyped about that one, but I mean, it just all came tumbling down when you get the late breaking news of Kerr Kreese out of nowhere. There's no way. You're not a serious basketball team if Kerr Kreese is on your roster. I'm sorry. Like. This guy is awful at basketball, just the worst. Most turnover-prone guy you've ever seen try to play point guard in Division I. Like, talk about he needs to transfer to a 9-to-5. Get that guy out of college basketball. I feel like he's been a senior for 30 years. I mean, it's just like anytime you have the chance to get like West Virginia's 4th best player, like you have to take that guy, right? Like you can't pass up a fella that good.
That's what they say about me too. I mean, they got to take me. I mean, if they're taking Kerr over here, I mean, I got to get a roster spot. I mean, yeah, just too many defensive players. I don't really care about like Lamont and Ortega. Like, what are they going to provide on offense? Not much. Amari Williams, I think, is good. Brea is I'm excited about. But I like the addition of Carr. I think that's going to be a pretty. Well, he's got a lot of upside. I mean, he can space the floor. He's like 6'9", so he's got the length. That's literally the key to basketball today. Like, if you got a guy like that on your team, then you're gonna have some success. So I'm excited about him.
I guess I'm the only fan of the defensive additions, but I get that we are adding in excess. I get that we are. I texted you guys earlier in the week. We're gonna finish top 20 in defense, but. When it comes to offense, well, with the addition of Brea now and arguably Kerr on 1 every 10th night, whatever, if you want to argue that, like we might
like those odds. Can we make that 10 out of 10?
That's a third of a season.
I know. I'm just saying, whatever you want. We might finish 125th, 150th, top area around there in offense. So it's going to be ugly, I think, for the offensive scheme, to say the least.
I feel like it's
going to be a rough
it's just going to be a one. It's going to be a 180 from last year's team. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know because
don't expect any one.
I mean, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic with the Mark Pope offense. Like, I still think some of these guys can produce just given the infrastructure in place. I mean, that's definitely going to be an improvement from last year. But I mean, we got a couple shooters. Like, we desperately need Jackson Robinson. All my worries go away if we get Jackson Robinson. Sign me up, buckle me, lock me in. I'm ready to go.
Sign me up for that opinion. I was going to mention that. Yes.
I do think if we get a couple more shooters, or at least one more shooter like Jackson Robinson, will be perfect. I think it works. Like, I mean, we have those guys who are going to be good on defense, and with Pope's offense specifically, like, he does a lot of backdoor cuts and like have guys slipping off screens. So I mean, you can just have Lamont and Ortega just constantly do that all game, keep their man, running on defense and just try to create space as much as possible to be open, and I think it'll be okay. And especially if you have, shooters that they can dish the ball back out to on the three. I think it'll work.
Yeah, I mean, he likes running the inverse horn set, so I mean, I think, you can get a guy like Carr at the top of the key distributing, Amari Williams, get some good floor spacing on the wings. I think it could work.
I was about to mention, I feel like with the exact same set you mentioned, Amari Williams and Carr, they could actually flourish in something like this. So we might actually have an offense, to say the least, but it's going to be one of those off and on type of things. I feel like it's going to be really rough to get that going to start.
Yep. What do you guys predict as far as I don't know. I know we only have 7 players, but like, which of these guys do you think are bench players, and which do you think are going to be starters? In your own like personal like mind, like who would you start? Because I know Pope obviously he had Robinson coming off the bench, Coach Cal, kind of effect, but
classic move.
Yeah, classic move. Who would you have
classic
off the
Coach
bench
Cal
and starting? Yeah,
I was going to mention I guess we start Brea because I bet that's a part of the talks to get him to come here anyway because he was tired of being that 6-man role anyway, like he was. I forgot where he came from. I'm very sorry. Dayton, thank you.
Terrible.
And I bet that was a
throwback.
If there's a city Josh loves, it's Dayton. But I bet it's in the negotiations for him to start. I was going to say, do we start him back at 6-man and have somebody come off of that bench and get that 12, 13, 15 points? And who knows? But I bet he probably starts. I would argue Amari probably starts. I would see... everybody else, I'm a little bit uncertain. This is going to be a new offense and an entire new era, I guess, to say the least, for our team. I would like to see how the team fills out a little bit more before I can give out an answer. I can give an answer on those two, but I just want to see who else we have. If we get Jackson Robinson, I'm going to put him in there as well. So, I would like to see who we get and see what happens, essentially.
I just hope it's not the Garrison kid starting. I think I'm still salty because he kind of kicked out Great Osabor from coming here. And I'm just like, one player's better than the other one. Let's take the worst player. Okay. Anyway, but I think I'm still salty about that. But again, another just lockdown defender. What else does he do? Nothing. But at least, I will say, Lamont Butler does have tournament and Final Four experience.
And will that translate?
Yeah, he did make that game-winning shot. Yes, he did. But I mean, hopefully Pope's offense can make these guys flourish. So I'm going to hold on to that.
I feel like we can develop Butler's offense. It's there, I feel like. Of all the people that we have, so many argument of things. Well, I mean, if you make a game-winning shot, I mean, there's a shot there. You can develop it somewhere. I don't know, unless you feel like you just got lucky. You got lucky?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. It was a terrible mid-range pull-up. That's exactly how I feel.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Took the worst shot.
I'm trying to be optimistic here, but whatever.
The dude's like a 60% free throw shooter. Like, this guy's clueless when it comes to shooting the ball.
That's what I'm saying. We can develop these things. Just give these people a chance.
Yeah, I give them a chance when they're on Drexel. I don't give them a chance when they're Evan Askew on Kentucky. I'm just calling it how it is. Yeah, I think we start Butler or Creasa at the 1. I'd like to get Jackson Robinson to start at the 2, but I mean, Mark Pope didn't even start him at BYU, so I don't have much confidence that he'd even start here, honestly. And then I think Brea at the 3, Carr at the 4, and Amari Williams at the 5 would be that's how I roll.
Yeah, I like that. What do you think? Like, I mean, obviously we got to talk about the state kid, Travis Perry. Where do we think he fits into all this? Like, I mean, he's going to be. Do you think he's moving further down the line, further down the bench? Like,
No way.
No, you think he's
No way.
Decent
Six-man freshman. Yeah, 6-man freshman, role player at most. He's not going to sit like Calipari set state kids. No way. I bet that's a large part of why we even got there, because he's not going to sit those state kids like Calipari did with like Brennan Canada and everybody else. Like it's not going to be that way.
I mean, there's quite the drop off between Travis Perry and Brendan Canada, but
I know. I'm just saying in general, like he's not going to not play the state kids. I'm just that's my argument in general.
Oh, yeah,
so I honestly think he could actually play minutes now that we're going to have a coach that plays people like that. That's my opinion. I'm not talking talent-wise. That's a completely different argument.
How dare Calipari not start Brennan Canada? Let me tell you.
Give him a chance.
Give him a chance, for real. Now, I am interested to see how Perry and Colin Chandler fit into it, because I don't even know, like, what about Colin Chandler? Like, he's had time off basketball, but obviously, he was a top 40 or 35 recruit, coming into college, and so it's kind of interesting just putting all of these guys together who have not played a second of basketball together, just all on the same team. Like, I think it's just going to be really interesting to see how they develop throughout the year and where they end up in March.
How much do you think relies on Pope here? Like, his ability to do the X's and O's. You arguably, it's just a team of role players at this point. Other than Brea, I think he's a starter. And how you distribute the minutes, what Calipari couldn't do. How much do you think relies on how he sets this up? Because I think he's the biggest cog in the entire machine.
Well, I think he's...
Like any normal coach is, but we're so used to players being the cogs.
I think he's smarter than Cal. I mean, Cal would just literally combine the worst players possible. The amount of times I saw, Reed, Rob, and Reeves on the floor was, we all know how little he played those three guys together. And when they played together, I mean, we were scoring, I don't know. It was just, we would win games easily with them on the floor, and he just refused to do that. So now that we have a coach with a brain, I think he's going to find the right fit. And I think he's going to, get some good rotations, and I think he'll figure it out. And I mean, he's got a good scheme, so we don't need elite, superstars on our team. We just need a good offense and good game plan, and as long as we need a good team, we need a great team, not great players. As long as we got good players, we can be a great team. So a lot lies on Pope, but I think he can do it.
He did go to medical school, so he is confirmed smart.
He has the IQ.
Rhodes Scholar.
I gotta get the Davis opinions here. I gotta get the Devin and Chad opinions on that.
I think it's clearly apparent that he has a typical standard type of player that he's after, and I mean, it's not the stereotype I would employ, but it definitely is effective in his scheme, and I think his system is elite. So I mean, yeah, he won plenty of games at BYU with even worse role players, honestly. So I think the slight improvement here in terms of talent and quality is only going to exponentially increase in the system.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I'd rather him just buy Coach Cal's house right now that's up on the market for $4 million and just trade off. We know where the coach lives. Let's have the new coach live there. Why not?
That's not a $4 million house, by the way. If you go on Google and look up
on Richmond
house,
Road, you couldn't pay me to live there.
It's not. It's in a terrible spot of town. Go look it up on Google. It's terrible. The gate looks ugly. It's just disgusting. Don't.
I went through the Zillow listing. I went through the Zillow listing. There's 75 pictures. A pretty extensive photo gallery. Is it even $1 million house? It's only a 5-bedroom.
If Calipari doesn't live there, it's not even above $1 million. It's
no way. It's a
650,000.
Right?
5-bed.
I swear I saw a 5-bed, 8-bath.
Disgusting.
That's absurd. Yeah.
Sure, there was a ton of square footage, but outside of that, I mean, it wasn't anything there was no pool, not a ton. I don't know.
There's a reason they met Kobe Bryant at the Residence Inn downtown, because the house isn't that nice anyway. Just Just needed a better place. Yeah, that's part of the recruitment status.
Yeah, Mark Pope's better. He needs a better house than that.
Yeah. Got to make a left turn there every time you go to work. I'm good.
That's just crazy. Like, I'm not surprised though. I mean, you could like try to buy a Pringle and it would be like $80. So like, I mean, it's just, you know.
I was just over here buying Pringles.
You're not a Pringle guy?
I mean, I buy cans of Pringles, not like a singular Pringle.
Well, I know, but that's
it's each their own.
A singular.
That's the point, though. I mean, everything is so expensive, so it's just like Pringles are gas, though. Just regular cheddar,
a little sour cream and onion, a little cheddar cheese. Yes, there you go. Hard to beat right there. What is Noah?
You're not a Pringle
dude's not
guy?
a Pringle guy? You can't enjoy a good Pringle?
No, Lay's are so much better.
Lays are definitely not better.
Oh my god.
Lays aren't even better than Ruffles. Like, what?
Ruffles are gas.
Yeah, Ruffles
Someone's
are the
gonna
best. Yeah, there you go. Ruffles are the best.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
say-
if we're considering just like standard potato chips, like Lay's doesn't even win that battle. Much less you.
Ruffles, Lay's, Pringles. Throw Grippos in above Lay's, I guess.
That's not chip, but sure. Oh,
What?
it's like a bugle thing, right?
No,
Wait,
Grippos
what?
are chips. Are you stupid?
Isn't it like the bugle thing?
No. Grippos are literally just
Am I
potato
thinking
chips.
of the wrong thing?
What is? Wait,
Rippos.
can we please?
Not what I had in mind.
I mean, they might have like.
Oh, that's the barbecue chip.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I've had those.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
like,
crazy. It's like it
they're
almost has
barbecue
Grandpa
chip, though, I would
barbecue
tell-
chip on the bag. Awesome.
I didn't know we were comparing barbecue chips now. My fault.
Well,
Not
it doesn't
potato
matter.
chips.
Oh my god.
You want to introduce Funyuns next? Like,
Ruffles. Let's get some
when's the
Ruffles
buck
in here.
stop?
Oh yeah, this. All right, wait.
Funyuns are terrible.
If we were
I
talking
don't know,
about
like,
Funyuns are terrible. That's a taken out
Ah.
right there.
you like Funyuns?
You
I mean,
don't?
Funyuns aren't my favorite, but like they're good. Yeah.
There's a specific type of person that eats Funyuns, and
It's the
I
same
don't
type
want to.
of
I don't want to
people-
be associated with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just open like a big like 16-ounce bag of Funyuns and just down it in one sitting, that takes a special type of person.
Yeah.
You know that breath is just full of onion. And it's just terrible, bro.
Just the
And your
worst.
mouth is cut up and bleeding from the onion. Ugh.
All right.
Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that.
Well, that's great. Back to Kentucky, and yeah, Chad. Unless Chad, do you have any opinion on Funyuns?
I just like chips. Just give them to me on the side. I don't care what they are. Just
I will
Dips.
say
Yum.
this about Lay's. I don't know if this happens to you all, but if I eat too many Lay's, like I just get hella blisters in my mouth. Is that like
Yeah.
only with Lay's though? Doesn't happen with Ruffles. Doesn't happen.
Only the
happen
cla-
with. Yeah, the
Oh, the
classic. Yeah,
bro.
I don't know what happens. It's just crazy
I guess
blisters.
it's
Huh?
I guess it's just so salty and acidic or
I
acidic.
don't know.
Blisters is crazy.
Yeah, I
is
don't
he
know.
just eating them too aggressively, or what is
That could be the case.
You shoving them
I
against your
pop
gums.
open. No, I pop open a bag of chips. I get ravenous, boys. Like I will throw that stuff down.
Ravenous,
He
really.
stands them up vertical when he takes a bite instead of laying it flat.
Oh,
That's how you do that. That's how you do
Yeah,
that.
that
That's
is
different.
yeah,
You're an imbecile. You do that. Oh
that
my
is
god.
freakish behavior. But what
You know what?
we're talking about Kentucky. All right, yeah, we're talking about Kentucky. Mark Pope.
I think we
Any-
ran it into the ground anyway.
Any last second thoughts about Kentucky going into this next season?
Mark Pope's favorite Dorito, Cool Ranch.
Talk about a good chip.
Yes, Mark Pope's favorite Dorito.
Well, there you go. If it's Cool Ranch, it's good.
I would like
Line,
to say, what happens
there
this
is a
season
complaint.
determines our recruits next year. So let's hope for the best.
Yeah, I know he has started getting off to a start and recruiting some of those guys. And I think that's something that he's taken a lot more seriously here than he did at BYU, because he knows there's a standard that Kentucky has. So he has said that he wants to bring in the right type of players, but also we need to have those highly touted top 10 players as well, because that's what Kentucky gets. That's what they do. So I do think that's a breath of fresh air, kind of getting a mixture of the two.
Absolutely. You have to have that right chemistry between role players and who is on that team. You can't have
these platoon squads anymore. It's just not it.
Yeah.
It's just not it.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Platoon squads went 38-1. Like, I mean,
I get they went 38.
if we're gonna dog on one account,
if it wasn't for a shot clock violation, that wasn't
maybe
called.
maybe we don't pick that one.
Well, still, no, I don't know. I don't think that would. We're getting onto something else there. Never mind.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see how Kentucky does this year. I'm getting more optimistic as the days go by, but hopefully we get a few more players, get some more shooters.
Will they be better than Arkansas?
As long as we can do that, successful season.
We should.
That game's
Definitely
gonna
better
sell
than
out in
Arkansas.
5 minutes on ticket sales. I hope you guys are ready for that.
Yeah, that's
Arkansas has John L. Davis. I think we're chilling.
Yeah.
Lol.
And a staff whose average age is like 64.
Yeah. They might be getting a Duthiero now too.
Yeah,
So.
I think their average dinner bill is like $200 a pop.
Yeah.
200. Wow.
you already know that boy Chen Coleman likes them steaks. Did you see that picture of them in were they up in Pennsylvania? They were up in Pennsylvania. Did you see that tweet?
No.
So, yeah.
Wait,
you know what I'm
what?
talking about?
No.
It was like from yesterday or the other day. Like there was like Cal and Chin and the staff were like around the table, and they were meeting with some
my
like rich
UMass
people.
days.
Yeah. And everybody had a box of leftovers ready to take home, except that boy Chin Coleman. You already know he's putting it down.
Yeah. Hopefully it works out. Goal is to beat Arkansas. We'll be excited. We'll be rooting for them. Let's get into the NFL draft. Didn't have an episode last week, so we got to cover that this week. We're gonna kind of go through, definitely the first round a little bit. Some players we like, some booms and busts. Definitely gonna get into Noah's favorite team, the Falcons. Yep. Actually, yeah. I mean, what is that about? Michael Penix, huh? That's your guy.
Or is Kirk Cousins your guy? Which one is it?
I don't know. I just want a guy. I've went my whole life without a guy. We had Matt Ryan when he was MVP. Haven't had anything since. I'm tired of it. I don't know what I want anymore. I just want a team that knows what they're doing, a GM that knows what they're doing, an owner that's not afraid to fire someone when they don't know what they're doing. It's driving me up a wall. I know you all saw the clip of Terry Foncant not doing anything and going like, so this is the reason why we took Penix at round 8, so it's going to go over here, and we're going to wait about 5 years. We're going to do the Green Bay Packers approach. So we're going to wait and have him start when he's 28 possibly, and that way we just get rid of all the $180 million that we've wasted on the quarterback. I promise it'll work out. It's my best idea ever. It drives me up a wall. I am so tired of this GM. We could have had there are so many players that could have drafted that we did not draft. Dallas Turner. Why are we not getting an edge? We can't get to the quarterback if he had money and he was crippled and you could get him out of it. I promise. You can't do anything. And why not get a cornerback? We let receivers into the end zone like it's a Salvation Army. It's for free, I promise. It's ridiculous. Why not go there? Hey, how about we go after some O-line so Kirk Cousins doesn't tear whatever ligament in his 36-year-old body? That's fine. Oh, nope. Let's just get a quarterback to tout under him. That's fine. I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I cannot do this anymore. 4 years, $180 million on places that it could have went somewhere else. No.
I mean, so there are franchises in the league that are poverty because they stink. And then there's the Falcons who are poverty because they can't draft worth a penny. And when they do draft, they can't use their players correctly. And their coaches troll, their GMs troll. I don't know. And Penix, by the way, plus 3,000 to get drafted in the top 10. I'm sorry, top 10 plus 3,000. But of course, the Falcons are drafting in the top 10. They locked up a quarterback already for 4 years. Why not draft another one? Yeah, and make that ticket cash. Just the worst thing you've ever seen.
There was someone that was smarter than me, and I should have thought of it myself. That wasn't, and I feel idiotic for not thinking of it first. he put Michael Penix to go 8th overall to us, and it was plus 8,000. And he didn't not only bet it once, he bet it twice. He doubled down on the Falcons' ignorance, stupidity, arrogance, just lack of social awareness and team awareness, for that matter. And just completely, I think he bought a car with his money. He bought a car because the Falcons are dumb. Generational wealth. I should know better.
I think being smart is realizing that the Falcons aren't.
Congratulations. Put that on a shirt. I can't. But I'm not going to leave this team. I'm going to ride out because I do believe in Penix. I believe that somewhere down the line, Cousins doesn't finish out his contract. He gets hurt. Whatever. I'm going to hope this just works out in any way it does.
Yeah, 2029. We'll see how this pick works out.
I may not even be here, brother. Who knows? I may not be around to see Penix touch the field. Who knows?
Yeah, that's after Kirk Cousins' contract expires. So 2029, mark it down.
It's not
Michael
like
Penix time.
It's not like we're gonna have any money to spend on people to get better with them. It's 180 million. It's fine.
It's not like they're gonna draft good players in the meantime to play with them either, eh?
Please. Let's not draft a team need until the 4th round. That's the strategy. That's a good strat.
Yeah.
I'll make you feel a little bit better. No, I have a little bit of a counter or a contrary take. I hated it in the moment, but after I saw some research and dove into a little bit more, don't think it's that crazy of a process. There's definitely some things I would have done differently. Like, I definitely wouldn't have taken the 24-year-old quarterback that's going to not really develop as much as J.J. McCarthy. But outside of that point, I think the combination of the fact that it's only a 2-year guaranteed deal, really. So, you get out of the contract after 2 years with Kirk Cousins. By that time, Penix should be ready to take over the franchise job. You still have 2 years at that point on his rookie deal, to where the only person that's out of any money is Arthur Blank. Boo-hoo, I don't care about the rich billionaire. And then, by the fact you could combine that with they ideally are going to be good under Kirk Cousins, so they're not going to have the opportunity to draft a replacement quarterback from Kirk, which they will desperately need. So unless you want to bottom out again in 4 years, you have to have somebody to supplant him. And I think, Kirk Cousins is injury prone, so I think having a solid QB2, not a terrible insurance policy. I just think they handled some steps wrong. They didn't need to spend the 8th pick on a guy. I think it's better if it's in the 20s like the Packers have done. And then I would not have taken Penix, who's an injury risk 24-year-old, would have taken JJ. But if they had taken JJ at maybe pick 8, but pick 10, I would have liked it a lot more. But yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. In the moment, I was like, "What is this? This is awful." But yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing.
I got so many texts. I got blown up. What is your team doing? Why are you a fan of them? You need to switch teams. Something.
I still don't know if I'm convinced.
You're right.
Though, because obviously you've got Kirk injury prone, and now you're bringing in Michael Penix, who
2 torn ACLs,
also
a shoulder, and then COVID year. So you didn't really do much anyway because it's a COVID year. And I don't know. But Devin's right. It's just don't do that in the first round. And if you do, it's past pick 20 or whatever. I don't.
He would have been there at pick 20 for sure. You didn't have to take him at 8.
Oh yeah.
No, I thought I was for sure. I was in call talking to people. I thought he was going to go to Vegas. I thought that was the ideal spot for Michael Penix to go to Las Vegas, where they've already expressed interest in him to begin with. They wanted Jaden Daniels, couldn't get him, so they were like, "Oh yeah, let's get Penix." And then Atlanta's like, "Nope, we want him instead."
Well, if it makes you feel better, Vegas drafted somebody that they also didn't really need, Brock Bowers. So completely forgetting about our already young,
Somewhere Michael
good
Mayer is crying.
tight end in Michael Mayer that is objectively better. We already spent a draft pick on him, and he's still young. And like, make it make sense, dude. Some of these teams, man, just so dumb.
I mean, anytime you fill a hole that with the draft before, you fill a hole in a position that you have one in. You gotta go and just draft another player at the same position the very next year in the very first round. You got to, right? Like, I don't understand. Being a GM is not that hard. I'm convinced. Like, just
I'm more of the opinion that when your team's bad, I'm just going to take the best player available, and I'm not going to draft for team need. So I mean, if you think Brock Bowers is the best player available there, I don't mind the pick, honestly.
Well, Bowers isn't bad.
I love Bowers. Like, he's definitely over Mayer. You're not like the Raiders aren't going to be good next year. So I mean, you're telling me you get a franchise cornerstone at tight end? Maybe it's worth it. I don't know.
Aiden McConnell and Brock Bowers is going to feed families for generations. I promise.
Gardner
Minshew even.
Good DFS stack there.
I just.
I don't know. I get taking the best player available. I don't know, man. Just rocking with 2 tight ends. I don't know. I guess it can work for some teams, but like they don't have a
certainly early 2000s football. But I get it.
Yeah, they've got Mayer. They don't have a quarterback, so it's just like.
I mean, they weren't getting a quarterback unless they paid their weight in gold to get it one. I mean,
I guess
there was nobody to take at 13. So you either take like an offensive tackle, like
it's where you blame the Falcons.
Sure.
When in doubt, just blame the Falcons. I promise.
Well, I mean, like I will say, the first few picks of the draft went as expected. We went the first 4 picks, and that's exactly what everybody thought. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Marvin Harrison Jr. No shockers there. Do we think the Bears are going to pan out? I mean, they've made some offseason moves. They've got, Williams now. They got Rome, a few picks later, so they've got a good wide receiver. So what do we think about the Bears? Well, how would we grade that?
I mean, if you just look at the Bears roster on paper, they got some good players. I mean, it's a pretty solid team. I'm a fan. I mean, they picked up Keenan Allen for a 4th rounder. Like, you got a nice receiving core. I mean, DeAndre Swift, he ain't for me, but I mean, in theory, I guess he's an upgrade. Don't give me that look. He had like a negative rushing yards over expectation last year. What? And behind like the elite Eagles offensive line, matter of fact.
I'm a big Swift guy. I'm not out on him yet. Just a great dual threat running back. But
I'm a big Swift guy, even though he ends up on my IR every year.
But I mean, I think they got some good pieces on the defensive side of the ball, and I mean, I think Darnell Wright's a great tackle as well, and I mean, they even got an elite punter now too. I mean, they're just addressing all the positions, aren't they?
They'll be punting a lot, so they'll need him.
And Torrey Taylor, MVP.
Torrey Taylor, Caleb Williams, Rome, Keenan, Kmet, Darnell,
EJ.
Yeah, they got
Darnell Mooney. Hello.
No, Darnell Wright. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I was like, is he still in the league?
No, Darnell Mooney's on Atlanta. So no, he's not in the league. That seems stacked. The Bears, we might have to watch out for him again. Might have to invest in some offensive shares of the Bears. Have win totals came out yet?
Yeah, win totals are out. Win totals have been out.
What is the win totals for the Bears?
I'm not that much of a degenerate.
Sorry.
I just have every NFL team's win total memorized at this point.
Well, you usually have some 4th liner lined up for a goal, so I guess
8.5.
8.5. Okay.
For me.
Do you think the offense alone gets them through that? Because this is a new look Bears. We might actually have something working with, courtesy of the Carolina Panthers.
I mean, I think that's a solid line. Yeah.
They don't beat the Lions twice.
Tough division.
So that's out.
Tough division. Yeah.
They may beat the Packers once. I could see them beating the Vikings twice. Arguably.
Yeah,
So
I can see it.
So that's 3 wins right there. I could see them actually doing something. I think it depends a lot on the coaching staff as well and how they run that offense. I think what depends on Caleb as well and the connection between Rome and even Komet, because you got to give Komet his shares. He's too good not to. And then you got to get Keenan Allen. I know he's getting up there in age, but just keep throwing him deep routes where he doesn't get hurt. You'll be fine. And this actually might work.
So are like the new rules? Are they allowed to like carry walking canes onto the field with them? Are they allowed to use those?
You tell me.
Okay.
If we see
I'll
some
like
nursing
it out.
staff out there on the field, we'll find out.
Get some nurses, get some ambulances, and some chiropractors. Throw at us back.
I do wonder if how happy Marvin Harrison is going to be in Arizona. I don't think that's going
He
to
should
work
be
out.
absolutely ecstatic.
He's going to be ecstatic for the value he got, but the experience is what I'm talking. I don't.
Yeah, he has literally zero competition and
I
a
know.
good quarterback. What more could a man ask for?
I guess you're right.
Might be.
Who
not
is he
gonna
competing
win
with
very
targets
much.
with? Who is he competing with targets?
Nobody.
Trey McBride? Like when Trey McBride is the first name out my mouth, that's how you know you ain't got no competition.
He should be like the
Hey,
best.
Trey McBride slander needs to calm down.
He should be the
He has,
best
what,
fantasy like,
7
rookie,
games?
in my opinion. There's no doubt about it.
Definitely.
And he's going to be a Presbyterian blue hose over here. He's coming on over to my team. Don't you worry about that.
Like I think he can
I'll pick up a
definitely.
trade offer for that.
He can definitely put up like 180 points. I think, if not more. So
Absolutely. Who is the wide receiver too for Arizona?
It's Michael Wilson, I think. Greg Dortch.
He's not that bad. Michael Wilson's not that bad. You even had Michael Wilson shares last year.
Regrettably so.
I remember I talked to you and you're like, you should go Michael Wilson here. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's because he was like wide receiver 2 on the depth chart. It did not matter.
All right. Who were some picks here that did not fit, other than Penix?
Well, I don't know what Washington's doing it too overall. I mean, Drake May is just clearly the better quarterback prospect, and we just hate winning.
Washington saw he won the Heisman. Like, we're gonna take this guy over this guy that didn't win the Heisman.
Shocker, the guy in his 5th year with like 2 first-round wide receivers, an elite left tackle, a great offensive system with Brian Kelly. Like, shocker, he was good at football. It only took 5 years to get there and 2 first-round NFL wide receivers, but we got there. Like, what? Like, what? Drake May is way more of an NFL prospect. Like, he clearly has the arm talent, similar to, Josh Allen arm talent. He's got the size. He's 6'4", 223, complete athletic freak. He has the build, and, Jaden Daniels is, like, barely 200 pounds completely. He's just not going to be durable in the NFL. Like, he was terrible at sliding. He took a ton of hits in college. He's older too. I don't get it. Sure, he's a dual threat. That's the only good thing I can say.
I will say, if he doesn't learn how to slide, he's going to be the next RG3 in the league, and he's going to get taken out by year 5 or 6. He does need to learn how to not take contact if he's going to succeed in this league. It is ridiculous how many hits he took that were completely unnecessary last year. All the hurdling over the offensive line and trying to do the fancy schmancy nonsense, like, that's not going to work here. That's not going to work. He needs to stop. I don't think he's that bad. I think you could have went either way. I'm not that deep in hatred of the pick. But either way, I think Drake is the better prospect, but I would give Jaden a chance at least. He's not horrible. He finished first in throw on percentage for between 21 and 30 yards last year. Like, he can still be accurate. It's not a problem that he can't throw. He's selfish, I guess. That's the best way to put it. He tries to do stuff that's not there.
I mean, yeah, I think the only upside though, like to him, is his legs. I mean, he, like you said, he's the dual threat. So, if they can throw out some, QB sneaks and draws, different plays, play action. I don't know, just mess around with him a little bit. It could definitely work. But I don't know. I do agree. I think Drake May is the better pick, and who better than the Patriots for Drake May? How do we think that's gonna go? Feels like we're just repeating the same thing over and over a little bit, but
it would be comical to watch Drake May turn out like Mac Jones and they just repeat a cycle, but it's not going to be that way. Mac Jones could even fill Drake May's jockstrap, so it's either way. So
Hey, we saw what happened the last time a North Carolina quarterback got drafted.
Who? How?
Well, I was talking about Trubisky, but
I was about to say
neither was good.
but yeah, take your pick. Really,
I was better than Trubisky, but I get what you're saying.
Are we sure about that?
I think Trubisky's better, but
Sam Howell throws an interception every other play.
But at least Sam Howell knows how to throw a touchdown. Trubisky
led the Bears to the playoffs. Let's not act like he was a slouch.
Jeez.
He was a bust for number 2 overall, but I mean,
hey.
He did way more than Sam Howell did. I'll tell you that right now.
Can we give Sam Howell a chance? He's like third year. Hang on.
He's done for him.
And they already drafted his replacement. That's how much confidence they didn't have in him. I mean, yeah, I'm just worried about the offensive talent they're surrounding Drake May with. I mean, I think it's a bad situation for a rookie quarterback to step into. I mean, like I said, I think he's an elite prospect, but should have been the second quarterback. I mean, all year, the last 2 years, he was the second quarterback, and then we get into overthink season, and shockingly, that's how it happens. But I mean, they drafted a couple guys, Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, to put around him on the perimeter. I mean, Kendrick Bourne's coming back off the torn ACL. I think Demario Douglas is pretty decent, but I mean, again, there's no elite wide receiver ones here. I'm not a Hunter Henry fan at tight end, and he has no offensive line. So Cole Strange, shout out.
Cole Strange.
So I mean, I'm a little worried about the system he's stepping into. But if he's elite, if he's good enough, I think he can make it work in year 2 or year 3.
Yeah, they just got to get him some weapons. I mean, yeah, like you said, they have none. But while we're on the quarterback talk, I do know of this one team that has a pretty insane QB room. Anybody want to take any guesses?
The Vikings. I don't know.
The Broncos.
No, I'm talking the Broncos. Yeah,
Broncos, whatever.
We got Bo Nix.
Like we got JJ McCarthy and
the moms in Denver are they're scurrying.
Yeah, they got Bo and Zach Wilson, man. They're gonna have to flee Denver. Boy, why? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just less than mediocre. Like, what are we doing?
Who do you start?
Unironically, Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's probably the best, at least. I mean, they'll probably start Bo Nix because that's just what you do. I mean, why not? But he's checked. He's Derek Carr 2.0. He's empty calories checked down McGee.
Empty calorie.
They just can't.
That's what it is. He puts up empty stats. I mean, the numbers look good at the end of the game, but guess what? You lost by 3 touchdowns. Unlucky.
They just can't seem to figure out their quarterback situation year after year. Like, they just don't know what to do. They drafted Drew Lock. He didn't work. And then, now, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
They're the new Browns. What? Osweiler? And this is since Manning, by the way. So Osweiler, Lynch, Wilson, now Bo Nix, Russell Wilson, and Zach.
Yeah, I know. Just it'd be like a truck.
Drew Lock started a game or two for him.
Drew Lock. I think I'm missing more. I have to be missing more. Tebow even started games, but I think that was before Manning. But still, it's horrendous how they can't find a quarterback. It's so funny.
John Elway clearly knows what he's doing.
I thought he was out of control.
I mean, he made most of those picks, no?
Oh, yeah. He did. He did not know what he was doing. That was terrible.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, they're just settling for mediocrity once again, and Bo Nix is not going to be good. I can just tell you that right now. I mean, they even traded up in the beginning of the 4th round to get Troy Franklin so they could pair him with Bo Nix. Like, he ain't getting superstars treatment now. Are we serious here?
On the
I
mile
like
high.
Troy Franklin as much as the next guy, but man, Marvin Mims, like, can we get somebody that can throw him the ball downfield, please? Like, he's an elite field stretcher, and getting guys with noodles at quarterback, it's
Or
tough.
Sutton and Mims, for that matter. If Cortland Sutton had a quarterback, like, geez. If you get 1,000 yards with what you had last year, geez.
Got rid of Judy for a 5th rounder. Like, he's just a guy apparently.
Yep.
I just...
Well, we've talked about a lot about the losers. Who do you think? Who do you think's been win? Like, who won the draft? What teams do you guys like? Obviously, we talked about the Bears, but it's really the only one. What other teams do you guys like?
Well, before we move on, I just want to say, Chiefs, we got to play the rookie receiver game again in fantasy this year because they drafted Xavier Worthy, and we're just gonna be like, who's catching passes from Patrick Mahomes this year? Now we got Xavier Worthy. Throw his name in there. So hopefully he can drive cars and not wreck them 105 miles an hour, like their last rookie.
Shout out Rashi.
But yeah, they're still trying to replace Tyreek Hill.
That I was about to say what the Broncos are doing at quarterback. The Chiefs are doing at wide receiver. They can't get anybody to replace Tyreek Hill. It's great. I mean, Valdez-Scantling has a game every 1 in 5, I guess. Whatever you want to put it there, if you want to be nice. Rashi was doing good, but I guess we just have some off the field issues we really need to get away from. Sky Moore, I've never seen a bigger waste of a talent in my entire life. I had the pleasure of watching him at Western Kentucky. I thought, oh yeah, this is a steal. They're going to use him. This is going to be a Hill replacement. It's a ghost town in terms of the targets. Like, I don't know what more you want from him. If it wasn't Tyreek Hill, they don't want it. If it's not anything in that build, they don't want it. And they finally get someone who runs a 4.21 without tearing their ACL. Shout out John Ross. And they finally get it. So I hope that the receiver game is done. I hope they actually find someone Mahomes can throw it to that's not 34 years old in the tight end spot that you're paying however much money you are to them, which you're equally dumb for doing. So
the Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Yeah. Who?
Oh, okay.
But I don't care that you re-signed him. It's the amount of money you gave a 34-year-old. He's going to put it into a retirement home before it's done. No, I'm not doing it.
She must have made that boy sign a prenup, is all I know.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Dude had to get his own money.
Yeah, that new album had to be funded from somewhere.
Be careful. Be careful. We'll have the Swifties coming into this call or into our emails.
Yeah, like, don't you say that about Travis Kelce. He didn't have to prenup with Taylor. She's a nice lady.
Why did they sound like 80 years old?
The retirement homes are the Swifties, apparently.
Yes.
They got the Tortured Boats department playing on repeat in the nursing home. I think my biggest winner, Josh, from the draft, I would go with the Eagles. I mean, I think Quinion Mitchell, best defensive back in the draft. Great skills, great raw talent out of Toledo. I mean, you worry a little bit about the level of competition, but I think the measurables are off the charts, and they desperately needed the defensive back help. And then they got a steal with Cooper DeJean at 40th overall or whatever. I mean, that's a great 1-2 punch. I mean, you could have those cornerbacks on my team any day. I'll let them start outside. I don't care. I mean, how did Cooper DeJean not go first round? Like, little, you know, white cornerback bias over here, I think. I mean, I wrote an anthropology paper about how this guy was going to be the first white cornerback taken in the first round since 1969. Psych, might as well flunk me now. Little did I know.
Lol.
But I mean, I think they made some great trades as well. I mean, they picked up an extra third or fourth from the Lions just to move back a little bit. I mean, Howie's just fleecing guys in trades every draft. I mean,
Yeah.
I love what the Eagles did.
They're always so good in the draft. Like last year, they had a great year. Like too. I mean, they just talk about a team that knows what they're doing.
I dream to have a GM.
I was about to say.
I yearn. Please, sir, give it to me. Give it to me. A GM that knows what they're doing, please. That's all I want. And Howie is the Sam, and not in terms of the quantity of the picks that he gets, but in the quality of the picks that he gets. He's the Sam Presti of football, being able to replace picks on top of picks in drafts and be able to still be stocked for the year after. Like, I wish competence came like that in a bundle, but it does not. Apparently, it does not. I long for it. So Devin's absolutely right. The Eagles probably made out like bandits this draft. I saw a stat on ESPN where Quinyon Mitchell had a 6% chance to be there at their pick, and then Cooper DeJean in the second round had like a 2% chance of being there in the draft, and they get them both. Like I said, competence comes in a bundle, and it's not found because if it was, they would have been gone by that time. The Eagles wouldn't be in this position. It's crazy to me. Like the Colts came first, and they could have used a corner. Nope. Bye. Nope. We don't want that. Nope. Bye. We just give it to the Eagles for fun.
Yeah, the Eagles are just the most lucky drafting team ever. They just get these guys that somehow fall to them, and it happens every year. Like, like Jordan Davis or whatever. Yeah.
Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith.
Yeah. Arguably, Jalen Carter shouldn't even been there that year.
Yeah, definitely not.
Definitely Jalen Carter.
Yeah. So I just don't understand it any more than anybody else. And then it also seems like he just knows how to sweet talk his deals. Like, just get scrap for dollars. Like, or gets dollars for scrap. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. I wish I could sweet talk like that.
You just got to imagine it's a 20-year-old girl on Yubo.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I would like to preface that joke and say that I was 20-year-old too. Please.
Well, that's where the Yubo, that's where dreams are made.
You'd be flying to Washington and stuff all there, Josh.
Hey, I'm not saying that I was blessed, but I had opportunities given to me, and I take it. So it's fine. That's the end of that. Okay.
Right.
We stop. My wonderful girlfriend listens to this podcast, so can we stop? All right.
All right. Well, hopefully Noah enjoys that conversation they're gonna have after she listens to this. But any last second?
I absolutely hate. Censor me. I can't. Never mind.
We've crossed the 50-minute mark here, so you know what time it is. Before we get to that, any last second thoughts on the draft?
I hope Chad's movie's Fever Pitch. That's what I think.
Brad Holmes got absolutely worked in this draft. Just go look at the trades the Lions made. They got absolutely fleeced. Dude was pulling up heat checks like it was nothing, and I just absolutely terrible trades.
Word. All right, Chad. Get to it, buddy. It is the movie of the week. Take it away.
All right. As I open my letterbox here, Devin watched Friends with Benefits with Justin Timberlake. That was certainly an interesting watch.
It's good movies.
I also watched a Justin Timberlake movie.
Trolls? Yeah, okay. It's not World Tour. It's just Trolls. Okay, great.
That is crazy.
Awesome.
I mean, them just both watching Justin Timberlake movies in the same day.
That's insane, yeah.
It's a shame he's not
No
good.
coordination.
I know.
It's a shame he's not good. Wow.
He's like the worst part of Social
Oh,
Network,
gosh.
too.
I wasn't going to do this, but I have to. Just on the flight. Justin Timberlake was determined to keep this movie from being good.
It wasn't a terrible premise or anything, but man, he was brutal.
Yeah.
Like Mila Kunis was pretty good. I didn't mind her at all, but man,
It's almost as if she's talented. That's how that
It's
works.
almost like she's an actress.
Almost
and
like
the
she's
other
an
guy's a
actual-
singer.
Yeah, one's in a boy band, or was in a boy band. So it's,
he's the worst part of Social Network. He's the worst part of that. You name it.
Bad Teacher. Oh, he was awful in Bad Teacher too. Oh my gosh. But anyway. So, great movie coming up. I know you all like this. This movie shot up in my rankings when I watched it for the second time recently. It's shot up even into my top 10. I'm gonna wait for Noah's reaction to make sure I don't spoil anything. But the movie this week is Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar. Christopher Nolan masterpiece.
my
No?
man.
Nope.
Chef's kiss.
My man.
That's
Best
what I
movie of
say,
all
yeah.
time.
Is it really? Is it like your number one?
It is my number one movie of all time.
I was
yes.
going to say, I think I remember seeing it that high. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just great, yeah.
You're gonna have to be very with this review because I've not seen it. So
Okay, well,
You're missing out. I'll
let's
say
see,
that right now.
Earth is becoming unlivable because of like sand or whatever, so they send Matthew McConaughey to space to find other planets to live on. And time obviously goes by differently in space than on Earth, so
That's how gravity works.
Yep.
that is an important part in the movie that makes it.
Does this have like a lot of premise from like The Martian, or like is this like a completely
It's way better
premise?
than The Martian.
Way better.
But it is similar though. It is similar. It's just like Matt Damon gets stuck or whatever in The Martian, and he like plants a garden or something. He's also in Interstellar too.
So you have McConaughey, Damon. Who
Jessica
else?
Chastain.
Timothy
Okay,
Chalamet, Casey Affleck. I mean, they got a.
He looks
Solid.
like Timothy Chalamet. They look like the same person.
No, the younger one, like in the beginning of the movie, it is Timothy Chalamet.
I know. I was
Yeah,
like, they look like the
okay,
same
oh, yeah,
person.
yeah,
Like they
okay.
casted that. Like
Yeah,
Michael Caine
Michael Caine's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the dad. Or
and Hathaway.
And banger cast, dude. Banger movie, literally best movie of all time.
What's the runtime on this?
Almost like 3 hours.
I think it's like 170. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 170 minutes, I think.
Nope.
What do you mean, nope? Once you get 30 minutes in, you'll not want to turn it off, and by
Yes.
the time you reach 170 minutes, you'll wish there was another 3 hours.
You're gonna wish there was more. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly, yeah.
Absolutely.
The only
So listen, Chad is the same person that says like if it starts with a more than a 1-2, it ain't for me. But I mean, he's the one giving the recommendations. That tells you how good it is.
Yep.
I guess that is a very fair argument of point here. But my thing is that like, if it's 3 hours, it better be as good as like Godfather, 3 hours long, or like
it's way better.
I'll
than
even
Godfather.
throw
Wow.
Titanic into that category, spitefully. But
Way better than Titanic.
You're talking. Whoa, you're talking scraps and like Interstellar is the steak, baby.
okay, sorry. All right.
He's talking the house salad that comes up first.
Yeah, we're eating prime rib. We're eating prime rib.
Or Oppenheimer, 3 hour long.
And Oppenheimer is also amazing, so I do recommend that too. But Interstellar,
Like, is it on
Better
that
than
level?
Oppenheimer.
Oh, so Interstellar is better than I.
Interstellar
I
is
didn't know
probably
about that.
Nolan's best movie.
Yeah.
It probably is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Right,
like The Dark
yes.
Knight as much as anybody, but yeah, it's probably better.
Yep.
All right. I guess while I am in Tennessee this weekend, I will load it
Throw
up.
it on. Throw it on. Have a little cabin night movie. Cabin movie night out in the
Yeah,
woods.
there you go.
Cabin night movie. Yep,
Tennessee.
Yep.
Or
Did
wherever
you,
you're
get, did
going.
you get one of those cabins with a theater in it?
No,
Ooh.
because
Oh.
those are like, including fees on those, that was like well over a band, and I'm not doing that for a 2-day
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah, you gotta have like a full squad if you do something like that. 'Cause it's just too much money. But that
So,
would be
I'm
You get a
gonna-
little hot tub? Did you get a hot tub?
Absolutely, I did.
Oh,
with
you and 3 other dudes in the hot tub. Let's go.
Hey! 5 feet apart because we're not gay. That's why. If you know that reference, you're an OG. But no.
After you pay that hot tub fee.
the 66 hot
And
tub
then the fee to walk up the stairs, the fee to
yeah, and
use
then
the bathroom.
the fee to absorb the oxygen from the trees surrounding the cabin, like that's $10 right there. You can't you can't share that with the resort community. It has to be paid for. Oh, and then you can't forget, you pay for all those fees, but what you're really paying for is the free miniature golf course that's on the resort. That's the best part of it, guys. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
That's
Yeah.
Mini golf is where we thrive.
Absolutely. That's where we thrive. Even though Josh probably putts over. Can't putt. Short game's terrible.
Yeah, he's the only guy that goes to the putt-putt course and shoots like bogeys.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My short game is great. Okay, my irons are terrible, but my short game, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, you catch Josh on the mini golf course, like actually getting down on the ground and seeing if there's a hill somewhere, slope next to the hole.
He's definitely doing the Happy Gilmore approach. Get in your home!
Right.
I want your
I show up in my
home!
khakis and my polo. Got my PGA Tour hat on. Got my ping putter. Like I'm doing it serious, man.
Yeah, he definitely rolls up with his own putter and ball for sure.
Absolutely. Even rolls up in his own golf cart. Absolutely.
All right, boys. I
Well-
mean, I think that just about does it.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll get us out of here. Well, as always, feel free to check us out on social media. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at FTS Pod. Feel free to check out our TikTok. Go show some love to the Subway Take at FTS Pod as well on there. And then, of course, if you want to watch the video feed for this episode, you can find us on YouTube at From the Sidelines Pod. Noah's shaking his head. See, you wouldn't get that type of reaction if you were just listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast.
No, I'm shaking my head because it's just saying complete disbelief that you're going to make our viewers lie to you and say that mayonnaise and honey mustard is good together. So we ask our viewers to not lie to us and not give a review that is complete bullshit. So continue on with the outro, please.
If you want to give us the valid reviews, tell us the truth. Feel free to send us an email to the ftspod@gmail.com. Tell us how gas that sub is. I promise. If you need the full order, feel free to slide my DMs or something. Let me know. I got you. I already hooked up Josh with the full order. He's gonna get it. I promise.
If you don't like it, Devin will reimburse you back with your money.
I did not say that.
I promise you will.
I do like how you plugged your DM there, by the way. But smooth, very smooth, very smooth. But
hey, yeah.
Just trying to help a brother out.
Hey, man.
all right, well, bye. Have a great time.
Bye. Have a great time.